Hello there. So there's been some time in between the Highlander video and now. Quite some time actually, and some stuff has occurred from it. So just to go over the Highlander, we'll actually pull up the Facebook listing and we'll see how my Highlander post turned out, how the old Highlander turned out. Alright, so here's the Facebook listing. I think it turned out pretty good. Here's the description I have. If you'd like to read it, you can pause, I guess, if you'd like to read what I typed. So to look at the pictures here, we got, I do my front. I go over there at golden hour again, okay? I got that bumper on there. There's my interior, looks pretty good. There's that same angle that I took with the Lexus, just trying to get that. This one, this interior wasn't as clean, but that doesn't look that bad. It came out pretty good. We put in some work, got it cleaned up pretty good. There's the back. Did the best I could do. There's that engine bay. So the bumper that I got from the junkyard was scuffed up, but better than a hole. So here's the one side of scuffs, the other scuffs, and the back scuffs. I was trying to be up front, that way when people knew, they didn't try to be like, oh, we didn't know about that, like me when I went and found it. So I had it listed for $5,000. It sat for about a week. I had one gentleman come and look, maybe second day that the listing was active. And we test drove it around, and he said, well, I'm waiting on a settlement check. I like it, I'll let you know. And I, never heard back from him. Second gentleman came, drove up with a flatbed truck. Drove it, test drove it. We went back and forth a little bit. We decided on $4,500. That was a number I was happy with. I'm only $3,000 into it, and he seemed to be happy with 45. So that being said, let's go to whiteboard. We'll tally up what's left over from the Lexus, go through parts and prices, and see where we're at with our grand total right now. All right, so we're back over here at our famous whiteboard. We will clean this again, keep this number, but we're going to erase all this. So this is our number that we have into the Toyota Highlander, right? We sold the Lexus for $4,000. I minus the $500 to put back into the money that I spent for the car, which leaves us at $3,500. I spent about $45, right, on miscellaneous parts for that car, leaving us at $3,455 is what we had left over from the Lexus. Now, just for the miscellaneous, because I know I misspoke in the last video, miscellaneous and the title transfer, I'm just going to subtract 100 from every car that I get. That'll just be my what the heck money, just overhead, I guess, in a sense. So that leaves me at $3,355 is what I have after the Lexus was sold. I purchased this Highlander for $2,700. I put $359 in parts. So I spent $359 to get the Highlander ready to sell. So after all that, that just leaves us with a whopping total of $296 is what we had left over after the Highlander. So now I sold that Highlander for $4,500, which brought our grand total back up to $4,796. So, it's pretty good. It's about $1,500 roughly. All right, so with that being said, the new grand total after the Highlander was $4,796. So I took that money and I shopped. So I found a car 3-4 days after I sold the Highlander, and this is that clip.
So I again didn't film any of the walk up, walk around, test drive, anything, but I just bought the car number 3. I'm on my way home right now. It's a little further than last time. It's about 2.5 hour drive this time. So let's get it home and let's do this walk around. So here it is.
Right, so I was going to do a walk around of the video. The gentleman that bought my Highlander actually buys cars for a used buy here, pay here car dealership. So I actually texted him the night I bought the car and asked if he'd be interested, and he came up that morning and bought the car. So these are the only clips I have of the car. I have one that is a walk around, and it's just me going around the car, really just trying to film something for this short video that I'm going to make. I do a quick glance on the inside. The car ran great, smelled great. It needed front brakes, that was it. The AC worked, the radio worked. It ran and drove like a dream. I mean, it was great. And then I also filmed him loading it up on the trailer to take it home. So with all that being said, let's take it over to the whiteboard again, do that math real quick for this video. So back on the whiteboard once again, I will erase everything and remembering my 4796. All right, so my 4796, right? I bought that Camry for $3,500, leaving us with $1,296. All right, minus that miscellaneous $100 that I'm going to try to start doing, leaves me with $1,196. All right, I sold that car for $5,000, did nothing but drive it home. I'm actually like over the moon about it. But he came down, he offered me $5,000. So that brings our new total to $62.96. So that is the amount of money that we have to buy and flip another car. So with the fast sale of that car and the new total of $6,296, I went on a hunt for another car. Now I'm in a different tier of cars that I can buy on Marketplace. A lot of like really nice, well-known cars are $5,000 and up. I'm just really trying to tap into that market, I guess. And I tried, and I looked at a few. I looked at some Acuras. I looked at Lexuses again. I looked at Toyotas. I looked at GMCs. I looked at some Ford Escapes. And I looked at some Subarus, all up in the 14, 15 and higher. But every vehicle I looked at, something came wrong. The timing couldn't work. They wouldn't reply, and then they'd end up selling it. Someone would get there before me. I couldn't find a private seller. Everybody was a dealer, and with the tax titles and fees of buying through a dealer, I wanted to avoid that. I want to buy from a private party so I can go in and I can like actually negotiate with them, set up good times, you know, get a good history of the car, other than just the dealership selling a car kind of thing. So I could not find anything. So I actually, after weeks and weeks of looking now, I've actually found and purchased another car. This one was local to me in town. So I don't have a clip of me driving it like I've been doing. If you're interested in it, you'll have to wait for the next video. I'm going to try to do like a little cliffhanger. So I've recently renamed my channel to Second Gear Dreams, which probably by the time I'm making these videos, that's already happened, because I've already done this now, and this is, who knows if or when I'm going to post these videos. So I have that Miata in the back that I mentioned in one of those old Mustang videos. And to be honest, my dream would be to get that car fixed and running. That was my first car. I love that car. And it kills me every time I see it back there just falling more and more back to Mother Nature. But one day I will fix it. This video series, though, is that end goal. Maybe by the end of it or somewhere in the middle, if I get bored, I can start that project. So that's kind of my thought on the channel being called Second Gear Dreams, and why there's a Miata in the middle of my logo that I created. Working with ChatGPT, made that logo. I thought it came out pretty good. So this, I believe, is my third flip video. It's been the course of probably 6-something months now of doing this, because I just kind of do it in between times. So if you guys have watched 1, 2, and 3, thank you so much for watching all of my videos so far. If you haven't watched and you're just like coming in the middle of this, and this Camry that I sold is the first video that you've touched into, you should go watch the other two. I'll put a link for them in the description, of 1 and 2. I'm starting with the Lexus. and then using that money and buying a Highlander, and then of course selling this Camry in this video. So I appreciate everyone watching. Like and subscribe, I guess, and I'll see you guys for car number 4, which it's sitting right over there. It's ready. I'm actually going to start that video like right now, so stay tuned. Bye.